The 420 Expo returns to New Jersey at the New Jersey Expo Center in Edison this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dan Davis, co-creator of the 420 Expo, and one of the celebrity guests who will be there this weekend, Federico Castelluccio, my guests this morning. Dan, let me start with you. What do you have new for this year for 2024?
This is our third year doing the show. We're super excited with it. The weather's going to be beautiful all weekend, so no better way to usher in the next season, fall in there. And what we're doing is we've definitely made this year a much more immersive event. A lot of interactive, things there. We'll have paint and puffs and craft and chills and silent disco and a mechanical bull. All the things that'll make people want to do an inflatable obstacle course that people can just waste some time with and chill out and have a good time. But of course we brought back the favorites like our outdoor consumption area. Loaded up with a bunch of different food trucks and our entertainment stage, and we'll have music on that and outside as well. And of course our celebrities. We're very Jersey centric, and we're honored to have Federico appearing there with Bada Bloom cannabis company. And nothing's more Jersey than Sopranos, like I said. So we're honored to have him there.
One of the things I was looking at is the stoner karaoke, which I think could be very, very funny. Dan, we need you singing on that.
The old dad joke. I couldn't carry a tune if it had handles. I mean, I want people to stay at the event, not run out of there while I have a lovely, melodious speaking voice. My singing voice, not so much.
Federico, how about you? Can we get you up there singing?
Probably not. although I was friends with the band Chicago, and the manager kind of convinced me to go up on stage at Jones Beach and the PNC Center and sing a song with them. And I said only if I could do it with another soprano. So I brought another guy on and we just had fun. I mean, the audience indulged us for that few minutes, but it was great. I mean, I had never done that before.
You mentioned, Dan, the soprano connection, and one of the play on words, if you will, is the Bada Bloom. They're one of the premium exhibitors, I believe, that you're tying in with. Tell us about that.
So Bada Bloom, they're a craft cannabis company. They were started up in New England, I believe in Massachusetts. They're in the process of expanding to Jersey. They're Italian owned. So they obviously, tongue in cheek with it, the Bada Bloom on it. And they're also co-producing a series called Baking Bad TV that's in production currently. And Vinny Pastore, or Vincent, sorry, he's actually the host of it. He's a big, infused chef actually with cannabis, cooking with cannabis. So they're filming that as well, and that's presently in production. So, we're glad to have. I mean, they're awesome people. I mean, really, Federico will be at their booth on Saturday. And like I said, we're really excited to have him there, and Vincent on Sunday, and just really for all the fans to meet them and learn more about it.
Federico, I know so many of our listeners know you as Furio from The Sopranos. What they may not know is your interest in art, and you've done some amazing artwork, but there's a painting in particular. You did not paint it, but you found it. It's going back at least a decade.
Yes.
And it was a painting of Saint Sebastian. And that is a painting. When I was a kid, my parents had a book on saints, and there was a painting of him, a picture of him in there. And I was fascinated by it. What was it about that painting that grabbed you?
Well, I studied painting formally at the School of Visual Arts. Right out of high school, I won a full scholarship for painting and media arts. And so, I continued my studies. I continued my, art history studies on my own. And, when I went to Europe, to also study painting and do plein air painting and stuff. So I was really attracted to a painter from the 17th century, from Bologna, called Giovanni Francesco Barbieri, called Il Guercino, the Squinter. And so I was in Germany in 2010 and came across this little auction house. And, I don't think they knew what this painting was, because there were other paintings stacked up against it and sort of in the hallway up on the second level before you go to the second floor. It was like, I'm like saying, what are they doing here? So I pulled paintings forward, and I saw this painting, and immediately it struck me that this was by the painter, by the master, and won it in the auction. And we wound up getting all the provenance to it, and all the world experts have agreed on the painting, that it's by the master's hand. And it's right now it's a sought after painting for for any museum in the world.
You mentioned Baking Bad, Dan, and obviously off of Breaking Bad. And my wife and I, not to go off on this Saint Sebastian tangent, but my wife and I have been binging Better Call Saul again. And in the scene in the background of one of the women in the senior citizens in that center where she was living is a painting of him.
Oh,
and I'm looking at this going, there's a reason. There's a reason that this painting is here. So I'm flashing back to the painting as a kid. And then I see on, that you had purchased this. And it turns out that Saint Sebastian was nursed by a woman named Irene.
that's right.
Which is the name of the character that Jimmy McGill, Bob Odenkirk's character, is speaking to in that living room there. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep. That's very true. He was a soldier in Diocletian's army, and so he is the patron saint of soldiers. That's what he's known as. And so when he was he was also a Christian, and they were persecuting Christians at the time. When they sort of fired arrows into him to try to kill him, basically he didn't die. And that's when Saint Irene came and, nursed him back to health, but they wound up killing him anyway.
Coming back to the 420 Expo for a moment, Dan, there's a panel that you've got there, a discussion, Cannabis and Recovery, Overcoming Addictions. That sounds very, very interesting. Tell us about that.
We're super, like, one of the main things, like, obviously, we want to make money on it too, but we are capitalists after all. But one of the things that we want to do is get rid of the stigma of cannabis. And with it being legalized in New Jersey, the interesting thing is you can go, let's say you or I can go into a liquor store, buy a 6-pack or a bottle of vodka, and nothing's thought of it. But people that go into the illegal adult use dispensaries and other thing, but medical, like, I'm a proud card carrying member of the medical marijuana program in New Jersey. I had a really bad car accident years ago, and there was if you saw the number of opioids that they were throwing at me, the doctors, especially because they were also probably trying to build a case. Let's not kid around, but and I actually turned them all these bottles in, with the police, when they do their, take back program. And, a friend of mine is a police officer. They're like, oh, you should see the money on, that you're turning in here, kind of thing. If this was on the street, joking around with me. But all kidding aside, it's like, I know a lot of people that have gotten addicted to opioids, and, there's people that are speaking on this panel that had methamphetamine addictions, heroin, opioids, other things. And, it's been proven in studies that cannabis, helps overcome these addictions and helps people. Just like, there's been studies where there's, they're trying to legalize psychedelics, psilocybins, in the state of New Jersey with mushrooms, that people take those to, overcome alcohol addiction. So, we do have some, wonderful speakers in that panel, who are sharing their stories, of how they've used cannabis in their recovery and how it helped to get them off of it. There's, it's really riveting. And, we have, medical marijuana patient perspectives, which is, people that have used cannabis and medical cannabis to, help them in as far as their recoveries go with that stuff. And, with that. So, it's quite interesting, how, we, do this stuff and, keep it, going. And, look, there's, like we say, there's something for everyone at the event. It's, we're catering to, no one group. We have like we call the can of curious, those people who are just figuring it out. The can of casual, those people who every once in a while, do this, you enjoy. We have the legacy crowd, which is what they call, the guys that have been doing it for years, kind of thing in there. So we're, really, we're really proud of the educational seminar program that we've done. A gentleman named Bobby Nugs, great name, obviously not his God-given name, but, has put this together and programmed. And I think we have like something like, 20 some odd hours of, panels, ranging from like, which do I choose to, what should I do? I don't know. I'm a newbie. to, what do I do over, at, what kind of apparatus, sex and cannabis. I mean, there, you name it. If you go to our website, 420expo.com, and, look at all the different seminars, it's fascinating. And just the stories of these panels, and we're honored to have like such an esteemed list of, speakers or whatever that are, at the top of their field in, the cannabis market in New Jersey and beyond.
So it's the 420 Expo. It's this weekend, 13th, 14th, and 15th of September at the New Jersey Expo Center in Edison. And as Dan just said, you can get all the information at 420expo.com. That's 420expo.com. Dan Davis, Federico Castelluccio, that's a mouthful. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Have a great time this weekend.
All right. You got it, Jim. Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.